Good evening and welcome live on the NFHS Network tonight to the Cornerstone Aquatic Center. We are in West Hartford, Connecticut, side of the CACC Boys Swimming Championships. Here comes the Class L Championship. Defending champion Fairfield Prep, the Jesuits. A year ago, with a lopsided score, they have another strong team as a great favorite. But we'll see how all the other programs will compete and rise up to challenge the Jesuits. Fairfield Prep last year winning 758 to 483 over Daniel Hand, Brantford, Old Saybrook, who finished in second. Darien having a strong team, could push for second place this year too, as will William Hall High School and Ridgefield perhaps. New Canaan has bumped down to Class M. New Canaan finished 7th last year. Good evening and welcome. Ralph Bnorchik with you, and thank you so much for being here today as we'll start in just a few moments. We'll have a medley relay, first of 2 heats, and fully loaded, 8 lanes occupied in both. A lot of tremendous returning all-state swimmers that will participate in this event, such as Jack Ackerman of William Hall, Jack Cunningham of Fairfield Prep, and Evan Van Vilzor of Fairfield Prep. All 3 were second team All-State last year. Luke Scheinfeld was honorable mention All-State a year ago. Standing by for the 200 medley relay. In our B heat, Hall High School will be in lane 4. Lane 5, Sheehan. Lane 1, Forum. Lane 2 will be Staples. Lane 3, Joel Barlow. South Windsor will be in lane 5. And Conard will be in lane 8. Defending champion Fairfield Prep, they'll be in the championship heat, and they'll get a great push from Amity Regional. And among the things to look out for in our relays today. Then we'll follow it up with a 200 freestyle, first of 3 heats. Fans still filing in here. And this in this Class L, the second largest classification in Connecticut. Class LL will be tomorrow night with Greenwich, 11-time state champions in the Class LL and defending state open champs again. And then the Class M will get going at 1 p.m. You'll be able to watch all of our coverage live and also on demand on the NFHS Network. So the backstrokers are in the water in the 200 medley relay. Zach Favre, freshman from William Hall, will be in the pool first. South Windsor's Andrew Kwang Trong will lead it off. The backstroker, Joel Barlow's Chase Hansen in lane 3. Underway for these 2026 CIAC Boys Class L Swimming Championships. And out of lane 4, as Zachary Fay has opened up at least a body length lead that he hands it off to Maxwell Valence, his butterflyer And Valence has only increased that. So a flying start for William Hall. Volanek and his challenger in lane 6 for Sheehan, Jack Angel Astro. But Angel Astro blows past him, and Angel Astro will set up his breaststroker and Patrick McCaffrey, a freshman. McCaffrey in lane 6, lane 4 for Hall. Marcus Bitton is the breaststroker. Hall under the iconic coach in his 52nd year, Mr. John McClure. Now at a lane 5 though, movement from South Windsor and Nicholas Turin. And Turin gives now to Madhu Mangala Hayton. And in lane 5, South Windsor's Mangala Hayton narrowly over Marcus Bitton, and or rather, as we just finished, it was Hall's Quinn O'Neill narrowly with South Windsor's Amartya Rawat, and it is South Windsor with Rawat touching in first, Hall second with Quinn O'Neill, and third Joel Barlow. Now to our championship heat. Fairfield Prep. They're a backstroker, senior George Woody. Amity is in lane 4. Lane 6, Ridgefield. Lane 3, Daniel Han. Darien is in 2, Farmington in 1, Newtown in 7, Naugatuck in 8. Woody, the backstroker for Fairfield Prep. Amity's Sean Fitzpatrick, the backstroker in lane 4. Out of lane 2 in the first 25, Thomas Gertel, senior from Darien. Appears like he might touch first. And now the butterflyers are in the water. Ryan Bodick is a senior butterflyer for Darien. And Bodick at the top of your picture is in good shape. But in lane 5 for Fairfield Prep, Harlan Lewandowski. And off the wall, it is Lewandowski. Very even in lane 5. With lane 2, Darien's Ryan Bodick. But Lewandowski now with a strong final 10. Got a push from Jack Windsor in lane 4 from Amity. Now to the breaststrokers. Very close as the Fairfield Prep Jesuits with Winton Bursetta. And at a lane 4, Markian Yukno, senior from Amity. And Yukno with a strong 50 in his breaststroke. Now to the freestyler for Amity and Julian Virgil. Fairfield Prep turns to David Kavasansky. With a lot of water to make up for the Prep. Off the wall, Julian Virgil. He's got a body length lead plus. Julian Virgil, the touch and the gold for Amity. They take the 200 medley relay from Fairfield Prep. The Prep takes second. Darien takes third. So talking to Fairfield Prep coach Rob Urban, he was very fond of the relay teams that Amity can put out, particularly their 200 medley relay. Indeed, it is Amity. Their breaststroke in particular, Markian Yukno, that turned the course of that relay. And Kavasansky running out of water to catch up. So the 200 relay has gone final. And congratulations to Amity for the victory. As Hand takes third. The Daniel Hand Co-op with Brantford and Old Saybrook. Great to visit with Coach Scott Butler. Talk about his team. He just finished his 4th year coaching the Daniel Hand Co-op girls after 17 years at his alma mater, Brantford. So we get ready now for the 200 freestyle and the first of 3. And many folks here having heavy hearts in the springtime following the passing of one of the iconic coaches in Connecticut swimming, John O'Connor, passing away last May at the age of 80. He won 15 state championships with Brantford swimming teams, boys and girls, 9 with the girls. He coached the Brantford Hornets when they were just one program from 80 to 07, and 6 more with the boys. And Coach Scott Butler says he was my everything. And he had a chance to speak at Mr. O'Connor's funeral this year, and then later took upon the president's job from John O'Connor. And a lot of people were very fond here at this Class L championship of the late, great John O'Connor. 200 freestyle coming up. As the swimmers warm up, we'll take pause on the NFHS network.
Last seat of the 2 free. You can study it all you want. Yeah. Will you ask the guy in the white shirt when this mic is on or off? Like, is it going to go off after the event's over, or is it keeping it on? Yeah, like tonight, like I don't want to talk if I'm on their thing. You know what I mean? Guy with the lanyard. Yeah. Does the mic go off when? Yeah, just asking when it's on and when it's off. Like, how do I know? Okay. Only when the race starts?
It's on all the time except for break.
Okay. All right. It's off, Mike. We're good. It's off. Huffman. It's off. We're okay now. I didn't want to talk because I thought it was on. Hey, how are you? Good to see you, buddy. How are things, all right? Doing okay? Yeah. Haven't seen you.
No. Well, you know, I can't go over the line.
Don't get me started. Don't even. Hey, but reach out to my AD if you guys want to bring diving there. I think he will.
I have 2 other coaches say, hey, Jam, we got to get out of there.
Yeah. I think Mark will do it. He just got to hear from you guys. It can't be from me. He'll ask me, I'll say yes. But it's got to come from the state saying, hey, we really want to use Plainville High for, and I think he'll say yes. So. Appreciate it. Yeah, whatever you need. I'd like to get you guys, but I know. I mean, I'd like to get you guys, but it's above my pay grade. For whatever reason, the event number 2, 200-yard freestyle. C final, team number 1. Mr. Referee.
Back for our second event on the NFHS network. 200 freestyle, first of 3, the C final, lane 4, Roman Gagliardi, senior of Darien. Alex Gadbutt of Newtown is in 5, Maximilian Shemiako of Fairfield Prep in 3, Graham Muncie of Ridgefield in 2, Charles Walls of Daniel Hand in 1, Julian Skiba of Fairfield Prep in 6, William Bodie is in 7 of Amity, and Colton King of Amity is in 8. Alex Gadbutt of Newtown leads the way after the first 50. And continues to, out of lane 2, Graham Muncie of Ridgefield. For Ridgefield coach Paul Marchese, he has a deeper team this year, not necessarily any returning All-Staters. This is his second year as the boys varsity coach after 3 years as an assistant. Just finished up his 6th year as the varsity girls coach for Paul Marchese and having a very successful fall. So they could be a top 4-ish type finisher today to compete, and still for a very young program. Out of lane 5, it still looks like Alex Gadbutt, but on that final turn, Gadbutt is now getting a push out of lane 3, Maximilian Shemiako of Fairfield Prep. Lane 4, Roman Gagliardi of Darien. Final turn off the wall. Out of lane 3, Shemiako of Fairfield Prep. Look at how close this is. Look to the board. It is Shemiako first. Second, Gagliardi of Darien. And a tie with Gadbut of Newtown. Wow, 149.98 in a dead heat tie for second. And winning by 11/10 is Maximilian Shemiako in our first individual heat. Now the B final, Michael Kelly of Ridgefield will be in lane 4. Jordan Benaderet of Staples in 5. Grant Campbell of Hand in 6. Julian Virgil of Amity in 3. Connor Zhu of Barlow in 2. Colby Daniak of Conard in 1. Dylan Rubis of Naugatuck in 7. Jack Stavridis of Amity is in 8. Ridgefield only graduated 4 seniors, so they're not many scores, but they're still very young with underclassmen. And had a lot of quality freshmen last year that are starting to take the next step, like Michael Kelly, who is in lane 4 for Paul Marchese. And his brother Neil Kelly, who is a junior, a potential threat today to finish top 3 in the 200 or 500. Lane 5, Jordan Benaderet of Staples appears to be the leader. And Benaderet, lane 2, Connor Zhu of Barlow, but it's Benaderet by a half body length increasing. And Benaderet on that final touch extends down to nearly a full body length lead. Lane 4, Michael Kelly of Ridgefield. But Benaderet's turns have given him just a little separation. Off the wall, much better that time. Michael Kelly of Ridgefield in 4. It's still, though, a half body length. Benaderet for the final touch. Captures the B final. Second, Michael Kelly of Ridgefield. Third, Julian Virgil of Amity. Now our championship heat has a defending champion in Jack Ackerman, junior from William Hall High School. Ackerman finished 8th in last year's State Open in this 200 freestyle event and 6th in the 500 as a sophomore. And he finished 2nd in both of those events here in these Class L championships. Yeah, actually, I should say Ackerman finished 2nd last year in this event. So he'll be bidding for gold as well as a great time to get himself ready for Saturday at the State Open at Yale. Now our championship heat. Jack Ackerman in 4. John Siku finished 10th last year. Sophomore from Darien would be a threat. Look out for Neil Kelly in lane 5 of Richfield. Lane 6, Yaron Kantorovich of Hall. Luke Adams finished 9th last year. He's in lane 2, sophomore from Fairfield Prep. His teammate, junior Brendan Natlow, is in 1. Matthew Michidi finished 2nd last year as well. Senior from Farmington, and 8th, lane 8, Luke McGuinn, freshman from Staples, is in the championship heat. But Jack Ackerman last year, a 142.22. He bested that by about a half second in his prelims. Ackerman, just someone that hates to miss practice, says 52nd year head coach John McClure, with superior technique. And now adding strength to his body to complement that sensational form. Through the first 75. And Ackerman leads the pack by a full body length. Second is too close to call. Ackerman now increases to a body length and a half. Jack Ackerman, a body length plus for Hall, with one more flip turn remaining. Lane 3, John Siku, sophomore from Darien, appears like he has the inside track for second. He is the hardest worker for Coach Liz Brow. Swims for the Chelsea Piers Swimming Club in Stamford. Siku in lane 3. Also lane number 6 is trouble. Too close to call, but it is Jack Ackerman. Second goes to Yaron Kantorovich of Hall. Hall goes 1-2 in the 200 freestyle. Jack Ackerman has his gold medal. His teammate Yaron Kantorovich finishing second. John Siku of Darien takes third. Now we get ready for the 200 medley. And 3 races with all 3 full with 8 swimmers. But a promising start for Hall. Hall last year finished 5th. But if Jack Ackerman can pick up championships today, gold medals in the 500 later, Hall may not have the depth, but by winning gold a couple of times, that could bump them up and have them challenge for the top 5. 200 IM. Lane 4, Nick Turin of South Windsor. Roque Di Cristofaro of Farmington's in 5. John Higgins of Amity in 6. James Alvarado of Hand in 3. Sean Lee of Amity in 2. Bo Clancy of Newtown in 1. Dan Yari of Amity is in 7. And Marcus Bitten of Hall is in 8. No seniors here, just a junior, Marcus Bitten. And the 6 other swimmers are underclassmen. Also, Sean Lee in lane 2 of Amity is a junior. Now to the backstroke, followed by the breaststroke and freestyle. And the backstroke leads Nicholas Turin of South Windsor. And Nick Turin now with a convincing margin of easily 4 body lengths. So he is controlling this C final. South Windsor head coach Laura McLaughlin. On the touch, convincingly, Nicholas Turin, easily 5 to 6 lengths. Battle for second, lane 5, Roque Di Cristofaro of Farmington. In third, John Higgins, a freshman of Amity Regional. Now to our B final. Lane 4, Connor Fega of Conard. Lane 5, Sean Fitzpatrick of Amity. Christopher Prills of Ridgefield as a freshman in 3. So is freshman Gabriel Kanapka of Ridgefield in 2. Xander White of Foreign is in 1. Alexander Sanchez Ampudio of Hand is in 6. Kevin Garcia of Fairfield Prep in 7. And Grayson Khalifa of Staples is in 8. So after the butterfly, now the backstroke. And Connor Fega of Conard seems to be in good shape. He is a sophomore. His coach, Jennifer Pollard, loves how well Connor takes coaching. He can be told anything, and it shows up in his performance instantly as a great reason for his rapid acceleration. Fega now to the breaststroke. He's in lane 4. Sean Fitzpatrick to his right, bottom of your screen, of Amity, is his closest challenger, but it's a clear body length. Fega now to the freestyle, and he has opened up a 2.5 body length lead on Sean Fitzpatrick of Amity. And now pushing easily 3 meters as he touches in. Sean Fitzpatrick takes second. And third to Christopher Prills of Ridgefield. So Conard picks up a victory, trying to complement their sensational swimmer, Luke Scheinfeld, who's a 100 freestyler and 50 freestyler that could be a candidate to take home 2 golds today. Now to our championship heat. Evan Van Vilzor finished 3rd last year from Fairfield Prep. He's the top seed. Thomas Girdle finished 4th last year. Now in his senior year, Darian, he's in lane 2. Daniel Starkey in lane 3 of hand. Thomas Casey, freshman from Ridgefield, is in 5. David Ritchie, senior from Darien, in 6. Ethan Arnett in 7. Harlan Lewandowski is in 8. They're 2 sophomores of Fairfield Prep. And Mathis Cheverer, a senior of Staples, is in 1. Out of lane 4, Evan Van Vilzor, one of the state's top returning swimmers, second team All-State last year. He's in lane 4, and we begin with eyes on him. Earned the bronze in the backstroke last year at the State Open. Very versatile, loves relays. He's capable of swimming under 20 seconds in the 50 free. Was able to qualify for the Junior Nationals. And he wants every record before he is done. Van Vilzor will have to start out with trying to pursue a record here in the 200 IM as we turn it over to the backstroke. And Van Vilzor's momentum carries him above water in a clear first. In second, Thomas Gertel of Darien on the far side. Gertel is a senior, 4 years on the varsity, became a captain this year. By far his best season. Also another Chelsea Piers Club swimmer. And Gertel has made up some water. It's less than a half body length. Here as we finish up the breaststroke. Now turn it over to the freestyle. And Gertel still a half body length behind Evan Van Vilzor of Fairfield Prep. Van Vilzor on the final turn. Gertel trying to make up water, 10 meters to go, but Van Vilzor will get stronger upon the touch, and a gold for Fairfield Prep. In the 200 IM, Evan Van Vilzor, third last year and a champion a year later. Gertel, fourth a year ago, finishes second in his senior year. Third to Thomas Casey, promising freshman from Ridgefield, and fourth for Daniel Starkey of Hand. Now we'll have the 50 freestyle coming up. Splash and dash before the 100 butterfly. And we'll take a pause and have our 10-minute break. After event number 4, I'll come back with the diving results and our score after 5 events. Here in our first heat, the C Championship, lane 5, Elias Kolb, a late alternate from Newtown, replaces his Newtown teammate Kyle Albrecht. Madison Hoppy is in lane 4. Hoppy from Waterford Ledyard Co-op. Jack Windsor of Amity in 3. Vladislav Marinchuk of Amity in 2. Ryan Bodick of Darien in 1. Murtia Rawat of South Windsor in 6. Tolga Yaseliel of Darien is in 7. Hunar Darvis Hagen of Richfield is in 8. It will be Mason Hoppy of Waterford Ledyard. And Hunar Darvis Hagen out of lane 8 of Richfield able to score high. He finishes second. Second heat, lane 4, Jude Davey of Han. In 5, Rocco Guglielmo of Farmington. In 6, David Mashkoff of Farmington. In 2, Quinn O'Neill of Hall. In 6, Warren Ash of Newtown. 7, Tyler Andraco of Naugatuck. In 8, Dylan Shea of Farmington. In 1, Scott Kirby of Darien. Too close to call. The digital scoreboard will tell us it is lane 2, Quinn O'Neill of Hall. Second to Warren Atch of Newtown. And third, Tyler Andraco of Naugatuck. And out to a loaded championship heat in the 50 freestyle. From a year ago, there are 4 of the top 10 finishers in this event last year. Headlined by the defending champion Jack Cunningham of Fairfield Prep. Now in his junior year, David Kavasansky of Fairfield Prep in lane 5 was 7th. Luke Scheinfeld finished 3rd last year of Conard. Rohan Thung of Fairfield Prep finished 10th last year. Liam Goralnik was 13th. He's from Ridgefield. Griffin Riebling of Ridgefield is in lane 6. Nolan Francis of Staples, his senior year, is in 7. And Anduin Thung of Fairfield Prep finished 8th last year. He is in lane 8. Jack Cunningham finished 3rd in last year's state open with a 20.90. A big leader in the program. The way Coach Rob Urban describes it, it's like he is skating on the water. Both mom and dad were swimmers at Princeton, and Jack Cunningham recently verbally committing to the admissions process at Princeton to swim. Cunningham is in lane 4. To try to perhaps break 20 seconds before he heads to Saturday's State Open at Yale. Cunningham getting a great push out of Luke Scheinfeld in lane 3, but it is Cunningham first, Scheinfeld second, third, David Kavasansky. So it holds to seed. Jack Cunningham, back-to-back gold medals in Class L in the 50. And then we'll see Jack Cunningham again in the 100 freestyle coming up. We'll take pause. We're through 4 events. I'll get you the diving score held last week. So we'll be through 5 of the 12 events here at the CIAC Boys Class L Swimming Championship on the NFHS Network.
me team scores after diving. You want me to announce diving scores? Yeah. So I'll do this in diving right before we start the fly. Is that on?
No, you're wrong.
It is? Okay. Because we were talking, when she asked earlier, we started talking and somebody texted me saying, we can hear you.
Oh, maybe you were too loud.
Oh no, they could hear us from home. They were home and they could hear me. Oh, okay. Weird. Okay. All right, whatever. Thank you, appreciate that. Oh. Appreciate it. It's a good thing we're in Class F.
Do you stay there, or what's it look like?
Yeah, it's all by class size, school size, so we're a pretty small school. Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think so. We've been Class S pretty much for the last 50 years of my life, so I think we'll probably stay there.
Would that be foreign? Who do they swim for?
Where are we looking? Yeah, foreign.
So that part is good.
On this it says Milford. Yeah.
Where do you see that? Oh, that's a different, I don't have that. Okay.
Yeah. Usually it says foreign, would be foreign high school, that's who Milford is. So these should say foreign high school, I don't know why they say Milford. You guys let me know when there's about 5 minutes so I can announce the 50 freestyle. And then we'll do that way we don't hold up the meet. Does it sound good?
Last year they excluded
Looks like your kids are swimming pretty well. Yeah, but they're the only ones that know the time. I'd say you got about 10 minutes. He'll be fine. When he has a race at the Open and there's people right next to him. Yeah, you got to be somebody somewhere, right? No, I don't remember what S went. I'm sure it wasn't that. Maybe 44, 45. Oh, they were at 244s. 244s. So that's close. Closer. Yeah. And not really rested. Totally resting for next week. Probably 7 minutes or so. They're the only ones that know for sure. The referees have the time, not us. Yeah, because we were a week longer, which I bet you we go back to next year. You hope so? I know, but I bet you. At least it wouldn't surprise me. Well, we usually start in pitchers and catchers. We're usually finishing after pitchers and catchers start for baseball. Oh, okay. I had to get John back here so he can hand out the medals. We might have to give out the medals for the 53 if John's not back. But I'll read them, then I'll give you this, and you take this and that over to the podium. Right. Ready? No, because I got to read them and then give you this. Top 6 finishers from the 50-yard freestyle. Please make your way to the podium. In 6th place, Liam Gorlnick from Ridgefield. In 5th place, Griffin Ribbling from Ridgefield. In 4th place, Nolan Francis from Staples. And your top 3 all-state finishers in the 50-yard freestyle. In 3rd place, David Kavisinski, Fairfield Prep. In 2nd place, Luke Scheinfeld from Connor. And your winner with a time of 20.89 seconds from Fairfield Prep, Jack Cunningham. Timers, please report back behind the blocks. Timers, please report back to your stations behind the blocks. Here are the results from event 5, the 1 meter diving, which was held earlier this week. In 6th place from South Windsor, Ian Park. In 5th place from Naugatuck, Jeremy Diggs. In 4th place from Darien, Ryan Timoney. In your all-state finishers in the diving, in 3rd place from Hall, Ryan Gaddy. In 2nd place from Fairfield Prep, Gianmarco Barato. And your winner from Darien with a score of 5:03.95, Jake Simon. Here are your top 10 team scores through the 5th event. In 10th place with 94.5 points, Newtown. In 9th place with 96 points, Naugatuck. In 8th place with 123 points, Daniel Hand. 7th place with 127 points, Amity. 6th place with 130 points, Farmington High School. In 5th place with 138 points, Hall. In 4th place with 148 points, Staples. And your top 3 teams after the 5th event with 204 points. In 3rd place, Richfield. In 2nd place with 228.5 points, Darien. And your leaders through 5 events with 378 points, Fairfield Prep.
And welcome back on the NFHS Network to the Boys Class L Swimming Championships in West Hartford, Connecticut at the Cornerstone Aquatic Center. The diving champion once again this year is senior from Darien, Jake Simon. Wins it convincingly over Gianmarco Barato, senior from Fairfield Prep. Ryan Gady of Hall finished 3rd. Simon was the silver medalist in last year's Diving State Open. Combined team scores, Fairfield Prep, as expected, big, 378. Darien in 2nd, 228.5. Ridgefield in 3rd, 204. Staples, 148 in 4th. Hall, 138. So 4th and 5th is tight. Big gaps everywhere else. Our 100-yard butterfly underway in our C final. Zachary Fay, freshman from Hall, is in lane 4. Shresth Rajesh of Farmington is in 5. Colby Daniak of Conard is in 6. Tolga Yasanyel of Darien is in 7. Bradley George of Newtown in 8. Madhu Mangala Hayton in 2. South Windsor. Justin Brennan of Fairfield Prep in 3. Chase Hansen of Joel Barlow is in 1. Joel Barlow, part of a Bethel Barlow co-op. For the final 10 meters of the 100 butterfly C, Zachary Fay touches first for Hall. Justin Brennan of Fairfield Prep takes 3rd. 2nd to Shresth Rajesh. Sixth for Colby Daniak of Conard. Jude Davey should lead the field at a lane 4 of Daniel Hand. In the B final, Jordan Benederet of Staples is in 3. Graham Muncie of Ridgefield in 5. Kyle Albrecht of Newtown is in 6. Dylan Rubas of Naugatuck in 7. Quinn McCoy of Ridgefield in 8. George Woody of Fairfield Prep is in 2, and Rohan Thung of Fairfield Prep is in 1. Daniel Hand under Coach Scott Butler. In the great traditions that only Scott Butler appears to know how to put together, this year's boys tradition is he went out and got basically yellow chains, like a fence chain, 14 chain clips of the yellow plastic chains that he's wearing around his neck to represent his different swimmers, 14 different swimmers that qualified for the state championship today. He's known for wearing his straw hat during the girls' meet, so his girl swimmers can locate him very easily. Final touch at lane 5. It's going to be Graham Muncie of Ridgefield. Jordan Benaderet of Ridgefield of Staples in lane 3 takes second. And third to Kyle Albrecht of Newtown. Now to our championship heat. Impressive freshman Thomas Casey of Ridgefield is the top seed. Lane 5, next to him, a senior from Amity, and Markian Yukno, who swam a tremendous relay. He finished 8th last year. Edward Prescott of Ridgefield finished 5th a year ago in this event, is in 3. Lane 2, Yaron Kantorovich finished 4th last year, senior from Hall. Lane 1, David Ritchie finished 7th. He's a senior from Darien. Luke Scheinfeld, junior from Conard, is in 6. Winton Buerstetta of Fairfield Prep is in 7. Tyler Andraco, also in the final heat last year, he finished 6th. So from a year ago, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are all here. Then the talents of Scheinfeld and Thomas Casey. So this is a loaded 100 butterfly final. Thomas Casey, described by Paul Marchese as being analytical beyond his years, sets a very high bar for himself, and like most of the Ridgefield program, swims at the Ridgefield Aquatic Club. And first out of the water in lane 4, Thomas Casey. But then more great work done underwater out of lane 6 by Luke Scheinfeld of Conard. And it is Scheinfeld that increases his lead, approaching 75 meters complete. Scheinfeld has known for incredible drive. He is never rattled. Swims for the Mandel Sharks in the Hartford area. Finished 8th last year in the 100 free. Scheinfeld is going to be beaten out. It is Casey for the final 10 meters that wins it. Markian Yukno finishes 5th. 3rd for Luke Scheinfeld. What a race that was. Thomas Casey in his freshman year wins gold in the 100 butterfly. A 50.88. And Thomas Casey appears like he is going to be a factor this year at the State Open. Now we turn to the 100 freestyle. Defending champion Jack Cunningham looms in the final. In our C championship, David Mashkoff of Farmington is in 4. Hunor Darvas Hagen of Richfield is in 5. Maxwell Volanek of Hall is in 3. Adam Hayward is in 2. Of Naugatuck, Andy Wong of Hand in 1. Armatia Rawat of South Windsor in 6. Gavin Waring of Barlow in 7. And Martin Villegas Vivas is in 8.
Jordan.
By the way, the totals again through 5, it was Fairfield Prep in first by a wide margin over Darien. In second, Richfield in third. It appears one of our referees is checking, see if we have anybody drop out of the 100 freestyle. So the alternate, Jashan Wu, is being summoned. So we will have a replacement. Question is, which heat in the 100 freestyle? They have yet to announce anybody here for the C final. And now as the swimmers get up to the podium, an announcement to hold because we're not sure of who actually dropped out for Jashan Wu. So this may interrupt.
Connor swimmer in lane 3 was disqualified, and now the Connor coach is protesting it.
Yeah, so it's going to be lane 3, Jashan Wu. That's where he stepped in. And now we're trying to get final information. It appears that Maxwell Volanek of Hall, William Hall High School, was the one that was disqualified or stepping out of this race. So it looks like Jashawn Wu is going to be in lane 3. So that's unusual. And if you're the first alternate, you have to be on your toes mentally and preparing that you might swim and go through everything as if you are. We'll see how Jashawn Wu will fare. Lane 4, David Mashkoff of Farmington leads the way. Lane 5, Gunnar Darvis Hagen is very close, and they remain that way off the touch. And now Darvis Hagen is, I'd say, even with Mashkoff. Mashkoff emerges first above water, but they are nearly stroke for stroke. Look at that. And between the two, that's close. It is David Mashkoff of Farmington. Gunnar Darvis Hagen takes second in the third heat. And third, Amartya Rawat of South Windsor. So after a long delay, we move on to the B final in the 100 freestyle. Warren Atch of Newtown is in 4, Dylan Shea in 3, Maximilian Shemiako of Fairfield Prep is in 5, Rocco Guglielmo of Farmington in 6, Finnegan Clancy in 7 of Newtown, Blake Carlson of Staples is in 8, Anduin Thung of Fairfield Prep in 2, and Jack Stavridis of Amity in 1. Lane 6, Rocco Guglielmo, through the first 50, has the advantage. And now a huge cluster for the final 15 meters. Lane 6, Guglielmo, maybe by a head. Indeed, Rocco Guglielmo wins the 100. Anduin Thung in second of Fairfield Prep, and in third, Maximilian Shemiako, also of the Prep. And now our championship heat, Jack Cunningham, defending champion from Fairfield Prep, is in lane 4. Hey guys, Coach, Warren is an Ash. So to our championship heat, Jack Cunningham will get a challenge from sophomore from Fairfield Prep, Luke Adams in lane 5. Connor Zhu of Barlow is in 3. Griffin Riebling of Ridgefield is in 2. Matthew Machidi of Farmington is in 1. Liam Goralnik of Ridgefield is in 7. Jack Angelastro is in lane 8 of Sheehan Lyman Hall. Angelastro finished 8th last year. So Cunningham, a champion a year ago in this event. And to try to pick up his second gold medal of the day after earlier winning the 50. Indeed, Jack Cunningham leads the pack. It's a full body length through the first 50. And his split time, 21:97. And now we'll see if Jack Cunningham will empty the tank and pursue a record. Cunningham, better than a body length ahead, and a touch at 46.50 for Jack. Second, the silver will go to Liam Goralnik of Ridgefield. Lane 3, Connor Zhu will take third. So Ridgefield perhaps getting some unexpected or better than expected scoring. Fourth for Nolan Francis. Angel Ostro, after fifth a year ago, finishes sixth in his senior year from Xi'an. So we've completed 7 events, and Fairfield Prep with an extremely comfortable lead. Fairfield Prep last year won by nearly 300 points a year ago, and it may be a higher number this year. Fairfield Prep ended up finishing second in the State Open Team Championship, of course, to Greenwich. Now the first of 3 heats in the 500 freestyle. All 8 lanes filled. There was a question of whether or not in the second heat a Conard swimmer would maybe be too much under the weather, but we'll see in our second heat. Lane 4, Julian Virgil of Amity. Lane 3, Neil Kelly of Ridgefield. Ethan Arnett of Fairfield Prep in 5. And 6, Phineas, Christopher Prills here, lane 4, leads the way. Julian Skiba of Fairfield Prep is in 5. Gavin Waring in 6 of Joel Barlow. In 3, Colton King of Amity. Brady Morris in lane 2 of Fairfield Prep. James Crozier of Hand is in 1. Xander White of Foreign in the Milford Co-op in 7. And Sam Irving of Newtown is in 8. 20 laps to complete the 500 freestyle. And right now in lane 1, James Crozier has set the pace through a pair of laps. And now we see lane 4 and Christopher Prills emerge. And at the top of your picture, James Crozier is right there with Christopher Prills and Julian Skiba, also of Fairfield Prep. Skiba swims for the Woodbridge Aquatic Club And he has a very bright future as he becomes an upperclassman for Fairfield Prep. They actually list him as a sophomore in the guide here, but a freshman elsewhere, so I'll have to verify what year he is. The system has Julian Skiba as a sophomore. But about midway through, it's Christopher Prills of Ridgefield. And Skiba of Fairfield Prep is a half body length behind. It remains Christopher Prills of Ridgefield. And Skiba remains very close as they complete 13 laps. And now as they flip turn, and they're just about even stroke for stroke, Julian Skiba, Fairfield Prep. Now maybe a slight advantage in pace over freshman Christopher Prills of Ridgefield. And Skiba, just by a half stroke, has the advantage here now, deep in the 500. 17 laps to go. Who's going to empty the tank? Perhaps a half stroke ahead now is Christopher Prills of Ridgefield. But now the swimmers see the alarm sign go in the water. This is it. Lane 4, Christopher Prills building a half body length lead. Skiba though, strong stroke. Skiba falls short. It is going to be Christopher Prills after all of Ridgefield. Skiba takes second. They're separated by 19/10 of a second. Third will go to James Crozier of Daniel Hand. Looks like both Conard swimmers are here. Lane 6, Phineas Isaacson, a freshman, and Matthew Kroll of Conard. As Conard had a swimmer a bit under the weather, they'll both go. Sean Fitzpatrick is in 8 of Amity. Ethan Arnett in lane 5 of Fairfield Prep. Julian Virgil of Amity is in lane 4. Neil Kelly of Ridgefield in 3. Ivan Ivan Turin of Farmington in 2, and Alex Gadbut of Newtown is in 1. At lane 3, Neil Kelly, along with lane 6, Phineas Isaacson, will be our 2 leaders a quarter of the way through. Kelly ended up in part in this heat. He swam a 5-minute .95, and for somehow in the prelims his goggles filled up with water, and that ended up costing him maybe a chance even in the A final. Neil Kelly was told and promised he would put on a good performance here, this B final. His sister Bridget Kelly just finishing up her career at Ridgefield, and she is going to be swimming at Georgetown. Younger sister also extremely talented and will be heard from for many years. And lane 3, still Neil Kelly. Lane 2, Ivan Tyurin of Farmington is in the vicinity. And lane 6, Phineas Isaacson. Now the cluster at lane 3 surrounding Kelly and Ivan Tyurin. And look at Julian Virgil of Amity basically being in a tie. Lanes 2, 3, and 4. 15 laps in, 5 to go in the B final, the 500 freestyle. Isaacson of Conard has fallen off from lane 6. So it's a 3-man race. And it's narrowly Julian Virgil of Amity in the lead. Off the turn at a lane 3, it is still Neil Kelly though. So he has led the majority of this 500 freestyle and has the lead at the final bell. Ivan Tyurin of Farmington has fallen off, so Kelly will only have to hold off Julian Virgil next to him of Amity. Virgil nearly matching stroke for stroke. Look at Virgil surge. It is Virgil of Amity. What a final 15 swam by Julian Virgil to upend Neil Kelly. The Fairfield Prep staff celebrates. Kelly takes second, third to Ivan Tyurin. That appeared in the bag upon the turn for Neil Kelly. He had about a half body length to 3/4 body length lead as they went into the turn, the final turn. And Julian Virgil put together a quality next 10 meters off of that. And then tremendous, even in the last 5 meters, tremendous to make up maybe a half head length deficit by a stroke. Great race there as we go into our A final to see if there's a gold medal here for Jack Ackerman, who finished second in this event last year. He'll get a challenge at a lane 2, Daniel Starkey of Hand, who finished third a year ago, and John Siku, who as a freshman last year finished 5th. He's a sophomore from Darien. He'll be in lane 3. Look out for freshman William Bilodeau, also of Darien, in 5. Roman Gagliardi is lane 8 from Darien. Brendan Natlow of Fairfield Prep in 7. Joshua Kim is in lane 6. And lane 1, Michael Kelly of Ridgefield. And Joshua Kim swims. He is from Platte, but swims for the Meriden Co-op. Jack Ackerman seeking a gold medal for the second time today. Ackerman earlier winning the 200 freestyle. After finishing second last year, same scenario in the 500 free. In lane 5, William Bilodeau of Darien. From a great athletic family, his older brother Ben Bilodeau starting attackman for the Blue Wave lacrosse team. Dad was an ice hockey player. Will swims for the Darien Piranhas, and he is a workhorse. He, along with John Siku, who is in this race with him in lane 5, they train together, push each other, and they are two grueling young distance swimmers that are both the same, both very young. Siku is a sophomore, Bilodeau a freshman. Jack Ackerman has the lead through 9 laps. It's Ackerman by a half body length over John Siku of Darien. The Blue Wave, coached by Liz Blau. This is her remarkable 38th year of coaching high school swimming and her 9th coaching the Blue Wave. Ackerman has now expanded his lead to a full body length over John Siku. But the 500 freestyle is all about consistency and having enough left in the tank to make your move. You don't have to be the leader for the first 18 laps. Many gold medals have been won by not leading through the first 18. But Jack Ackerman's lead now might be too much. It's about 3 body lengths over Darien's John Siku in second. Siku's lead over teammate William Bilodeau is also a good body length lead. Joshua Kim of Platt is right now even with Bilodeau for third. But here comes Jack Ackerman, and he will have his coronation. A year after finishing second, Ackerman captures gold again for William Hall High School. Second goes to John Siku, third to Bilodeau, narrowly over Joshua Kim. So Darien goes second and third. So Ackerman will head into the State Open, this time as a gold medalist in the grueling 500. He finished 6th in last year's 500 freestyle with a 4:41.91. Today, 4:38.23. So that time would figure to be a candidate for, at least for a medal for Jack Ackerman in only his junior year. Congratulations to Ackerman of William Hall High School, a double gold medal winner. We are through 8 events. We'll have the freestyle relay coming up. And we'll pause for a break. 8 events complete from the boys Class L Swimming Championship on the NFHS Network.
So you're aware.
They got the world record time. They posted up on the board after I graduated. It was 46, 60 something or whatever. But then when we went to conference again, I saw it on the paper before they broke it. 446, 446. I know without a doubt that that's what we're doing. I mean, they'll at least get on the lower end, like tied next to each other up there.
He'll get it eventually. I never did all of them. I haven't done all of them yet. Now? Or after we do this? Yeah, I feel it. Before the 2 free, the hundreds, or between them. Yeah.
The 500 now or after?
So I was just asking. Not in between. Timers, please report back behind the blocks if you are not already. Timers back behind the blocks, please. Are you ready? Are you ready? Event number 9, 200-yard freestyle relay. Let's go!
And welcome back on the NFHS Network from the Boys Class L Swimming Championships in Connecticut. West Hartford and the Cornerstone Aquatic Center. Ralph Bednarczyk with you. Through 8 events out of 12, our top 5 remains the same. Fairfield Prep, 563. Ridgefield in second, 402. Darien, 329.5. Farmington, 217. Staples, 203. There's greater drama in the 6, 7, 8 spots, but 1 through 5 appeared like they're going to be very difficult to break out of unless you have a relay disqualification somewhere. And we'll move on to our relays. First of 2 in the 200 freestyle relay, as our swimmers have taken their blocks. Lane 4, Naugatuck. In 5, Daniel Hand. In 6, Joel Barlow. In 4, Bethel Foreign. In 1, Waterford. In 6, South Windsor. In 7, Farmington. In 8, Sheehan Lyman Hall. Out of lane 7, firing out like a cannon for Farmington is Matthew Machete. Machete still undecided about swimming in college, but just talking to folks in their program, he'd be a tremendous utility to add to a college program and see how he develops. Out of lane 4, though, Naugatuck. Massimo Gramaglia leads the way. And off for the next 50 is Dylan Rubas, a junior in the water. Lane 7, David Mashkoff got it from Sam Burns. Out of lane 7, Farmington still leading this B final. And it is David Mashkoff about to touch, and here comes Rocco Guglielmo. Lane 4, Naugatuck's Tyler Andreyko is the challenger. But it's going to be Farmington convincingly. Rocco Guglielmo as the anchor is in. Lane 4, Naugatuck with Andreyko finishing up. Third will go to Daniel Hand.
Way to go, guys!
Here we go to the championship heat. Defending champion a year ago, William Hall, with Jack Ackerman as the anchor. Lane 5, Fairfield Prep, finished third last year. In 4, fourth last year, Ridgefield, they'll be in lane 3. Amity is in 2 with their great relay teams. Darien in lane 1, Staples in lane 6, Newtown in 7, Conard, with Luke Scheinfeld leading it off, is in 8. Out of lane 2, Amity with Markian Yukno with a strong first 50. And Yukno gives to Jack Wisner, or Windsor rather. He's in the water, but roaring forward in lane 5 is Andun Thung for Fairfield Prep. Thung being trailed by William Hall's Yaron Kantorovich. Now the Prep sends Jack Cunningham in the water with Rohan Thung as the anchor. Jack Cunningham, a pair of gold medals already today. And Cunningham builds on the Jesuits' lead of at least a body length and a half. And it's on a platter now for Rohan Thung to take the gold. Thung's lead is easily 3 meters. In second at a lane 3, Ridgefield with Neil Kelly in the water, but it is Fairfield Prep in first, second to Ridgefield, and third, William Hall with Jack Ackerman unable to make up so much of a deficit. .125.71. That is a new Class L record by 0.03 of a second for Fairfield Prep. Maximilian Shemiako, Anduin Thung, Jack Cunningham, Rohan Thung, the champions, besting Ridgefield and William Hall. So 9 events complete, and that is going to take Fairfield Prep to over 600. And now we get ready for the 100-yard backstroke when we come back on the NFHS Network.
All right. I'm doing the 500. Results of the 500-yard freestyle top 6. Please make your way up to the podium for medals. In 6th place, Daniel Starkey from Daniel Hand. In 5th place, Michael Kelly from Ridgefield. In 4th place, Joshua Kim from Meriden Co-op. And your top 3 all-state swimmers in the 500-yard freestyle. 3rd place, William Billadou, Darien. 2nd place, John Sikute from Darien. And your winner from Hall with a time of 4:38.23, Jack Ackerman. We're waiting for timers to report back behind the blocks, please. Timers. Lane 3 timers, please report behind the blocks. Lane 3 timers. We are looking for the timers for lane 3. Event number 10, the 100-yard backstroke. Heat number 1, Mr. Referee.
Back on the NFHS network from West Hartford. Our 10th of 12 events from the boys Class L Swimming Championship. The 100-yard backstroke, first of 3 heats. The C final out of lane 4, Bo Clancy, freshman of Newtown, is the top seed. John Higgins, freshman of Amity, is in 5. Christopher Pietrek, senior of Sheehan William Lyman Hall, is in 3. Liam Fernandez of Naugatuck in 2. Carter Shearer of Foreign and Milford Co-op is in 1. Elias Kolb of Newtown in 6. Andrew Quang Trong of South Windsor in 7. And Christian Michaels of Staples in 8. After the first 50, and a clear leader has been established, it's Elias Kolb of Newtown. Kolb was also a standby that had to jump in as an alternate earlier today. And this heat belongs to Bo Clancy of Newtown. John Higgins takes 3rd, and 2nd to Kolb of Newtown, who swam a strong first 50-plus meters. second heat, William Bilodeau of Darien, who just swam the 500 that ended about 15 minutes ago. We'll see what he's got left in the tank. He's in lane 4 of Darien. Zachary Fay of William Hall is in 5. Charles Walsh of Hand is in 3. Shresh Rajesh of Farmington is in 6. William Bodie of Amity is in 7. Chase Hansen of Barlow Bethel in 8. Scott Kirby of Darien in 2. Mason Hoppy of Waterford is in 1. And after the first 50 of the 100 backstroke, Zachary Fay, freshman from William Hall, had a narrow lead. Now we can declare the leader, William Bilodeau of Darien. With Fay at the bottom of your picture in third. Second will go to Charles Walsh of Hand. And Bilodeau wins the heat for Darien. Now we get ready for the A final. Gold medal is within reach of Evan Van Vilzor, who finished second last year for Fairfield Prep. He is the high seed. Van Vilzor, similar situation in the 200 IM where he finished third last year. He captured gold about an hour and 15 minutes ago. Van Vilzor in 4, Edward Westcott of Richfield in 5, Winton Borstetta of Fairfield Prep is in 3, Markian Yukno, senior from Amity in 2, George Woody of Fairfield Prep is in 1, Aiden Brown, freshman from Fairfield Prep is in 6, Darien's Thomas Gertel is in 7, and Mathis Cheverer of Staples is in 8. Van Vilzor finished second last year. Thomas Gertel was 9th. Markian Yukno, who I've been impressed with today, finished 4th last year. George Woody finished 8th. So there's some experience in the final heat here in the 100 backstroke. Van Vilzor last year won the bronze in the 100 backstroke at the State Open. After finishing second in the Class L meet. Last year's times were a shade under 51 seconds. Let's see what Van Vilzor will have here. Van Velzer pops up out of the water, now with a commanding lead of a full body length after the first 50. (24:53) was his split, a very strong one, better by nearly a full second over lane 2, Markian Yukno, who finished 4th last year. Van Velzer now by himself for the final 10 meters. It's a wipeout for Evan Van Velzer of Fairfield Prep by 2+ body lengths. Second to Markian Yukno of Amity. Third to Winton Buerstetta, his teammate at the Prep. Fourth will go to Edward Westcott of Richfield. So Evan Van Velzer captures his 2nd gold medal. Fourth went to Edward Westcott of Richfield. And Ed Westcott, very good underwater. He is a junior, and he will be competing into next year to try to unseat Van Velzer. On to the 100 backstroke, our final individual event before we have 2 relays. First of 3 heats, Alexander Sanchez Ampudio of Hand is in 4. Nicholas Turin of South Windsor is in 3. Sam Windsor of Farmington in 5. Quinn McCoy of Ridgefield in 6. Andrew Tang of Foreign Milford is in 2. Kushnaf Lakman Mo of South Windsor in 1. Vladislav Marinchuk of Amity is in 7. Henry Spencer is in 8 of Ridgefield. Lane 3, Nicholas Turin of South Windsor leads the field.
You look good. Did you count your kicks off each one? Okay, so here's the deal. You got clean combo?
It's Nicholas Turin by a lot.
Yeah, it's all about the relay.
102.61. Second to Quinn McCoy of Ridgefield. Third, Alexander Sanchez Ampudio of Hand. The B final, 4 seed Grant Campbell of Daniel Hand is in 1. Adam Peshko of Farmington is in 5. Luke McGuinn of Staples is a freshman in 3. Roque Di Cristofaro of Farmington's in 2. His senior teammate, lane 1, Benjamin Leopold. Kevin Garcia of Fairfield Prep is in 6. Gabriel Kanapka of Richfield in 7. Sam Irving of Newtown in 8. Kanapka, Garcia, and McGuinn are all freshmen. Lane 4, Grant Campbell leads by about a half body length after the first 50. It remains that way for the final 10 meters for Grant Campbell. Getting a push from Adam Peshko, vying for second in lane 5. It is Campbell, followed by Peshko. Roque Di Cristofaro. Also, Farmington takes third. So Farmington goes 2 and 3. And 6 with Benjamin Leipold. Now we stand by for our championship heat of the 100 breaststroke. Kind of a wide open field for Jack Angelastro, though. Senior from Sheehan Lyman Hall, finished third last year. He's in lane 4. Joshua Kim, sophomore from Platte Meriden Co-op. Harlan Lewandowski in lane 3 of Fairfield Prep, finished 10th. So finishing second in the B final. Jack Windsor finished 12th last year. He's in lane 2 of Amity. David Kavasansky of Fairfield Prep is in 1. Finnegan Clancy in 7 of Newtown. And Connor Fega of Conard is in lane 8. They're in the water in the 100-yard breaststroke in the championship heat. Lane 4, Jack Angelastro has the lead midway through. And as he emerges, he's now got a full body length lead over lane 5, Joshua Kim. Lane 3, Harlan Lewandowski has fallen back. Third place appears for the taking. And that lead is a body length plus for Jack Angelastro of Sheehan Lyman Hall. He is going to coast to the gold. Jack Angelastro of Sheehan Lyman Hall, 58:31, the only man to break 1 minute. 1 minute, .38 for Jack Windsor. No, rather, that's Josh Kim takes second. Windsor in lane 2 takes fourth. And third goes to Ryan Bodick of Darien. So Jack Angelastro brings home gold for Sheehan Lyman Hall, who finished fourth last year. And we'll see if that will accelerate them up the standings. They were not in the top 5 through 9 events. So we'll head to the 400 freestyle relay. Final 2 races to decide and finish up boys Class L on the NFHS network.
Hey, his name is Phasia, right? Phasia? Fega. Oh, I thought you said it wasn't Fega.
No, I said it wasn't Fega.
Oh, Fega. Okay, got it.
Because, you know.
Yeah, right. Okay, got it. But you said it wasn't is what it is. Phasia. No, it's Fega. Fega. Yeah. It's not that. A or A? Oh. Okay. Also not what I heard. Asia. Phasia. Oh, Fega. Okay, Fega. Yeah, okay, that's what I said. Okay. Okay. You see the difference?
I don't understand the pronunciation. How the pronunciation? Is it just the pausing?
Say that.
Fega. Fega. Fag.
That's what it's not. Right.
I was just being more. Okay.
Yeah, right.
It's very subtle.
Yeah, I get it.
No, they can hear me on the mic. Yes, I know what that word is.
No, I know. That wasn't what I was saying. You just make sure you can hear the difference. We'll do the breaststroke and top 16 scores going into the last race. Can we do it now? Finishers. In 6th place, Connor Fega from Connor. In 5th place, Harlan Lewandowski from Fairfield Prep. 4th place, Jack Windsor from Amity. 3rd place, and all-state finishers, top 3 finishers, all-state, Ryan Bodick from Darien. 2nd place, Joshua Kim from Meriden Co-op. And your winner with a time of 58.31 seconds from Sheehan Lyman Hall, Jack Angelastro. Your top 6 teams going into the final event of the evening. In 6th place, with 287 points, Staples. In 5th place, with 317 points, Amity. In 4th place, with 320 points, Farmington. In 3rd place, with 455.5 points, Darien. Currently in 2nd place with 501 points, Ridgefield. And your leaders with 1 event remaining with 785.5 points, Fairfield Prep.
Is that what diving you haven't done yet?
Yes,
It is diving.
right? Yeah. Timers, please return behind the blocks if you have not already. Timers behind the blocks. It's the last event. We got 2 heats, right? Heat 1 of 2 of the final event of the evening. Event number 12, the 400-yard freestyle relay. Mr. Referee.
And back for our final event, the 400 freestyle relay. First of 2 heats. Only 6 lanes will be occupied here in the B final. Here on the NFHS Network, Ralph Bednarczyk back with you. Lane 2, Naugatuck in 3, 4 in Milford, Amity in 4, Newtown in 5, South Windsor in 6, and Waterford in lane 7. Lane 4, Amity's Jack Stavridis through his first 50. And Stavridis trailed by Newtown's Alex Gadbutt. And in third, Foreign with Carter Shearer. But it's clearly Jack Stavridis of Amity. And Gadbutt. Here comes William Bodie into the water for Amity. Newtown will turn to junior Elias Kolb. At Kolb, it remains about a half body length separation. And now just gliding on top of the water beautifully is William Bodie. That's now a full body length advantage that Bodie has been able to create through his first 50. So Kolb trying to keep up. And in third place is very, very distant. Third place right now is Waterford with Jack Bassett in the water. And Bodie is going to keep that even 1 meter length lead as he gives to John Higgins. Newtown with Sam Irving. Still a full body length lead as freshman John Higgins is doing his job. Sean Fitzpatrick will be the anchor for Amity. Amity's strong relay is something that they've been known for a long time. They won the 200 medley relay to start things off with Fitzpatrick as the leadoff, defeating Fairfield Prep. It's a length and a half lead now for Sean Fitzpatrick as Higgins increased it over the last 25. Newtown turns to Trenton Story. And this lead has now ballooned to 4 body lengths for Sean Fitzpatrick. And a very, very distant third. In third, it appears like it's Foreign with Joseph Lahav, but a fantastic race for Amity with Sean Fitzpatrick, 3:27.33. Coasting into second, Newtown with
Unofficial winners of Heat 1 in lane 4 with a time of 3:27.33, Amity High School. Final race of the evening, championship final of the 400-yard freestyle relay. In lane 1, Connor. Lane 2, Darian. Lane 3, Richfield. Lane 4, Hall. Lane 5, Fairfield.
Richfield in 3, Darien in 2, Connard in 1, Staples in 6, Farmington in 7, Daniel Hand in 8.
Lane 8, Daniel Hand. Championship final, freestyle relay.
Let's go, Rocco!
Fairfield Prep will have sophomore Luke Adams on the block to start. Maximilian Shimako will be the anchor. Lane 1, Luke Scheinfeld, of course, of Connard, with a strong first 50. But out of lane 5, Fairfield Prep's Luke Adams with great momentum. Out of lane 4, William Hall's Juran Kantarovich. Now they're even, Kantarovich and Adams down the middle. They complete their 100. Into the water for Fairfield Prep is Evan Van Vilzor, already 2 gold medals today. For William Hall, Maxwell Volanek. Lane 1 for Connor, Matthew Kroll. Just about close in 3rd. Ridgefield's Michael Kelly after Neil Kelly started it. Also even with Kroll for 3rd. Now Fairfield Prep with Van Vilzor creating the separation that they might need to sew this up. However, a burst coming out of lane 3, and Michael Kelly. Kelly is now a firm 2nd for Ridgefield. Griffin Riebling now in the water for Ridgefield. Fairfield Prep turns to Brendan Natlow. Natlow had maintained the lead, but look at lane 3 in Ridgefield. Griffin Riebling. Riebling is just about even with Natlow. Riebling now off the wall after his turn, and it is Ridgefield in front. Ridgefield would love to at least put a damper on Fairfield Prep's celebration. That'll be forthcoming with Fairfield Prep up by nearly 300 points. But Griffin Riebling by a full body length over Brendan Natlow, and major work to do for Fairfield Prep's Maximilian Shemiako. Ridgefield's Edward Westcott is the anchor. Third place is now a distant memory. It'll be between Shemiako and Westcott. Shemiako has now pulled even with Ridgefield's Edward Westcott in lane 3 at the top portion of your screen. And now Shemiako, you can declare as the leader. He's got a half body length lead. Edward Westcott chases, he won't catch him. Fairfield Prep out with a bang to capture the state in Class L. William Hall takes 3rd. Ridgefield gave it a good race, finishing 2nd, 4th for Staples to conclude the night in the Class L Championships in West Hartford. Fairfield Prep will jump in the water with over 800 points. A year ago, they won it at 758, so they'll end up with almost 100 more points. And Fairfield Prep is going to capture their 5th championship. And after last year, they went back-to-back runners-up in 24 and 23. winning last year for the first time in 13 years. Now the Jesuits under Coach Rob Urban have gone back-to-back and still with a very young group. There were no disqualifications, so our 1 through 7 are going to remain untouched. Fairfield Prep 1, Ridgefield 2, Darien 3, Farmington 4, Amity 5, Staples 6, and William Hall 7. Amity needed a Farmington DQ to perhaps jump up to 4th. And same for William Hall to get a DQ from Staples. That also did not occur. So we'll take a pause and come right back as the Fairfield coaching staff gets ready to jump in the pool for the second straight year in West Hartford.
13th place with 114 points, Joel Barlow Bethel. In 12th place with 157.5 points, South Windsor. 11th place with 200 points, Naugatuck. 10th place with 247 points, Connor. 9th with 284 points, Daniel Hand. 8th with 287.5 points, Newtown. 7th with 322 points, Hall. 6th with 337 points, Staples. 5th with 355 points, Amity. 4th place with 366 points, Farmington. 3rd place with 503.5 points, Darien. And your Class L runner-ups with 555 points, Ridgefield High School. And your champions for 2026 with 844.5 points, Fairfield Prep.
Congratulations to Fairfield Prep, 844.5 points. And they're nearly 100 points better than last year. For Coach Rob Urban and staff, second place finishers, Ridgefield, who finished 6th last year. For Coach Paul Morchese, 555. Darien in 3rd, Farmington in 4th, Amity in 5th. Is our top 5 in 2026. Congratulations to the Fairfield Prep Jesuits, going back-to-back in Connecticut Class L, winning their 5th all-time state championship. And a year ago, after finishing 2nd to Greenwich in the state open, perhaps they will put a little bit more pressure on the Cardinals this year in the state open. Greenwich last year winning by 300-plus points. Fairfield Prep finishing 2nd, but the Prep appears ready to perhaps pick up some extra wins somewhere, and we'll see Greenwich here tomorrow night. That's all for us here in West Hartford and the Cornerstone Aquatic Center. My name is Ralph Benorchik, saying so long, good night, and goodbye, and thank you for watching. And a full archive of this match will be available on demand here via the NFHS Network as soon as we say good night. Goodbye from West Hartford on the NFHS Network.